You know what? I was muted. Whoops. I was just saying that it's very annoying that the internet has gone down. I forgot that I muted because I was yelling at my dogs to not bark. Not yelling at my dogs, I was trying to figure out what they were barking about. Our Wi-Fi router is all messed up, so it will just randomly drop this. What? This was not what I was looking at before. Okay, I can't tell if this makes these scars look any better. Whatever. Sure. You know what? I'm Paint Pro for the drawing and stuff. I used to use something that was not at all a drawing program. It was I think it was called Paint Shop Pro, which I drew on that for years. I used it for years, but I'm very happy to have switched to something else. I may try out a few other programs though, because there are some things that I wish Metabang had, um, that it does not. But I am also not wanting to pay for an art program at this point in time. Um, am I still getting lag? Whatever. I don't know if that looks like a scar, but you know what? It's whatever. I don't. Okay. I considered Procreate. I also considered Ibis Paint, but um, I think you needed to pay for it. Um, I also tried Krita, but I when I tried it, I didn't really enjoy it just because I didn't give it too much of a chance. Because I was being stubborn about my other art program. Might try it again, but I don't know. The biggest problem with like the biggest thing I'm looking for is I enjoy the crisp lines that don't have like the stuff around it. I just personally really like how it looks. So if a drawing program can't if it can't get me my crisp, clean lines, then what's the point? Okay. I really need to find background music that doesn't talk halfway through it. But yeah, because PaintShop Pro, if I had started my digital art journey with these kinds of lines, then maybe I wouldn't be so adverse to using them. But PaintShop's lines were crisp and clear, and I was giving it too good to go back. But also layers were really bad on that program. They're really hard to use. They're much easier to use here. There we go. But my line preference is also why I want to learn how to animate, but a lot of the free animation programs do not use the nice crisp clean lines and don't really have an option to give you those, which has made it hard finding an animation program I actually like. I'm very particular. If I don't like it, I'm not gonna use it. Not even just to learn. I have a few that I've tried out, but like I said, there's none that I really that give me what I want, um, drawing wise. Um, Plus it's really hard to find any that are free. Um, because I don't know how to animate. I don't really want to pay for it if it turns out that it's something I don't enjoy doing. If I find something that I like and I get a taste for animation and I enjoy the process enough to want to do it more, then I'd consider like one of the higher end like animation programs that all the big animators use. Okay, come on. Work with me, line. Thank you. So I've got so many ideas in my head. I just need like a starting point, which if I revamp my stuff for Fates Align, I may have a starting point. I need to find like an easy animation meme or animation loop or something that I can slap my characters on, because otherwise I don't want to learn how to bounce the ball. I know how to do that. I've learned how to do that traditionally. If I'm gonna learn, I need to just jump in. And my characters deserve to be animated. They need to be alive. I need to be able to spin them around. I used to be a sketchbook person. I'm not as much anymore since I switched to mostly digital art. I probably need to change that. I think I've grown too accustomed to my tools and shortcuts that I have digitally. I have a few sketchbooks somewhere with a bunch of old art in them. It's mostly just My Little Pony stuff because I drew that for a long, long time until I left the fandom, and kind of lost interest. I mostly drew on like printer paper, instead of like sketchbooks. So I know somewhere around here I have a folder just filled with drawings. I was and am that weird art kid that drew all the time. I need to get back into sketchbook stuff. I think it would help with it would just be good to do. Um I have a sketchbook that's like half filled right next to me, but I used that thing years ago. It's mostly got random drawings in it. Ooh, this guy's coming together. He's almost done. I'm trying to think of a name for this guy. Not that it needs to stay his name. I don't know why I go through all the I don't know why I got into the habit of making like placeholder names for these adopts, but sometimes it helps people connect with the character if they already have a name. Now let's make you green. Oh, that's a little too much. There, a nice moldy green. Yellow. A nice moldy greeny yellow, whatever. Whatever color Springtrap is. Hmm. There we go. Nice and gross looking. I muted again. I don't know what the issue is today. I think I accidentally pressed the button. Anyway. Good question. Fates Align. Premise. So the clans, Sun Clan, Moon Clan, and Eclipse Clan, were separated for many, many years, after the actions and misdeeds of a character who is not important until the sequel series. His name is Crimson Sky. He didn't like how the clans were run, so he destroyed them, you know how it is. And though the clans were not destroyed, they did separate. They no longer associated with each other, partially out of fear, partially out of mistrust, because the clans did let Crimson Sky in. Moon Clan housed him. But after many, many years of the clans living next to each other but never interacting. Um, a young cat, a group of cats went on a journey um, to reunite the clans and eventually did. Um, and Fate's Align takes place about like I need to rework some things, but about 10 years, 5, 10 years after uh the clans are reunited. Um there's a lot of tension again, mostly because the current leader of Moon Clan is not the nicest. Hawkstar is he's a troublemaker. Um but because there's been moons of peace, StarClan decides that it's time to bring back um the gifted cats, which are uh cats who can see StarClan even outside of StarClan and are gifted with a power, um, like a superpower essentially. Um, except I try not to have it. They're extraordinary powers, but I try not to have it like change what they don't look any different from a normal cat, other than a white mark on their head. Um, but the clans are each clan is gifted with or given a gifted kitten. Um, one kitten from each clan is chosen, uh, and those cats are Mossy Glow of Sun Clan, who um, has essentially extreme empathy or empathy powers. Um, she can feel what others are feeling, but her power mostly is that she can make cats feel her emotions, um, which unfortunately uh, means that she learned from a young age that her emotions can be dangerous and thus is kind of emotionally stunted. Um, and she mostly just tries to have calm emotions. Um, Moon Clan was gifted with Nettlepool, who does not want to be here. Uh, because part of the decision for the clans was they decided that the gifted cats it would only make sense for them to be healers who are connected to StarClan. Except, one, Nettlepool never wanted to be a healer. Um, he always wanted to be a warrior. And, two, the way he discovered his power, which is the ability to see, he sees like an aura around cats when they're hurt or sick. Um, he saw his first sighting of that aura was his sick mother who did not make it. Gotta give him trauma. Um, and he like hates he hates his power. But instead of being able to ignore it, he is instead sent on uh, mini patrols around camp, and he checks each of his clanmates every day to see if they're sick. And even as he gets older and he is allowed to become a warrior, that plot point is not important at this second. He still leans into that checking to make sure everyone's okay kind of mindset. And then in Eclipse Clan, there is my beloved daughter, Angel Wish. Her power is the ability to make non-gifted cats see StarClan spirits. As well as she can make it so that gifted cats can't see a spirit, which she mostly uses and mostly taught herself to do because she becomes friends with a spirit cat named Shadow Wish. And Shadow Wish is a dark forest cat and thus does not want to be spotted. Didn't think she'd ever be spotted in the living world. So yeah, she wants to stay hidden. And the big conflict is mostly that these three young cats have to have the stress and responsibility of keeping the clans together, which is a lot to do, or a lot to put on a very young cat from a very young age. And it's to the point where they are all made full healers early, essentially. Once they turn 12 moons old, they are made healers. The clans do not wait to give them full responsibilities. And the first half of Fates Align is pretty much them connecting and bonding and dealing with small stressors. But then Angel Wish, then StarClan, tells the healers that, one of them is not, I don't know. I haven't thought out all of the logistics yet. The main point is just that it's decided that Angel Wish is not one of the gifted cats of prophecy. And so she is stripped of her she's both kind of kicked out of the group the gifted group, as well as she is demoted from being a healer. Um, Even though that's all she's ever done, she doesn't have any warrior training. Um, she's essentially thrusted into training to be a warrior. Um, and her sister tries to train her, but Angel shows very little interest, very little skill in hunting, and is only really good at fighting because she knows how to throw around her weight. And also she's like huge. She's like almost twice the size of her clanmates because she is part Maine Coon. So she is a big. But the end of part 1 of the end of part 1, or the first half of Fate's Align, ends in Angel snapping and going on a rampage, and then being taken down by a rock. And then it would go into the second half of Fate's Align. Oh my god, thank you so much. I'm just reading your comment. Thank you. I don't know what to say. It means a lot to me. I enjoy coming up with stories. Yeah, this guy looks pretty done. But the second half of Fate's Align, is a lot less fleshed out, mostly because I like hyper focused on the Angel Wish situation. But the second half is essentially just Mossy Glow has a breakdown because the clans keep putting stuff on her. She goes through a big emotional arc because she learned to bottle up her emotions at a very young age. So she goes through an arc where she's already sad that her friend and kinda girlfriend, Angel, is dead. And to her, she believes it's her fault. Whoops. Because she accidentally knocked Angel down, or her actions inadvertently led to what happened to Angel. But yeah, the second half of Fate's Align is mostly just Mossy being stressed until the clans, the tensions boil over between the clans, Um, and a war starts, and then she has to stop the war. Look at this guy. Pretty nice design I did while not paying attention. But yeah. And that's a story 4 years in the making. Almost 5. Um, and I plan on doing an Angel Wish drawing just because I love her so much. But yeah, I'm done with the guy. Yeah, 4 years. Which means that there's a lot of I have a lot of lore and stuff. Um, I've worked on these 3 clans a lot. Um, I have I could do a literal lore dumps that would be hours long. Um, but anyway, this guy's done. Um, which means we are done for today. I'll be back tomorrow for day 24. Um, which is hay or hayride. Um, and potentially there will be a lore dump. Who knows? But I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining. Uh, bye.